Hello, mathematicians. Today we're going to be learning about whole numbers, more specifically how to divide by three-digit numbers. To get us started, we have 654 divided by 109. And before we begin, we are going to set this up in long division to make it a little easier for us. So with that being said, 654 goes on the inside since it's our dividend, and 109 goes on the outside since it's our divisor. Now, first we're going to see how many times 109 could go into 6. And 109 times 0 is 0, and 109 times 1 is 109. So that's too big. It does not go into 6. Same thing, we're going to see how many times it goes into 65. And again, 109 times 0 is 0, and 109 times 1 is 109, and that's too big. And then we're going to see if it could go into 654. And it can. It goes into 654 6 times, and that's because 109 times 6 is equal to exactly 654. And so we're going to write that value down here so that we could subtract and see if we have anything left over. So 654 minus 654 is equal to 0, so we have no remainder. That means that 654 divided by 109 is equal to exactly 6. Alright, so now let's do our next example, which is 9,000 divided by 300. And again, we're going to set this up using long division, where 9,000 goes on the inside and 300 goes on the outside. First, we're going to see how many times 300 could go into 9, and, well, it can't because 300 times 0 is 0, and 300 times 1 is 300, and that's way too big. And now we're going to see if it could go into 90, and it can't for the same reason. And so we're going to see if it could go into 900, and 300 can go into 900 3 times. And that's because 300 times 3 is equal to 900. Now I'm going to write the 900 down here so we could subtract. And 900 minus 900 is equal to 0. Now, don't forget that we do have to bring down the next 0. And so we end up with 0 down here. So we need to see how many times 300 could go into 0. And 300 could go into 0 0 times. And that's because 300 times 0 is equal to 0. So we're going to go ahead and subtract. And that ends up with 0. Now, it was very important that we did add our 0 up here because 3 and 30 are two very distinct answers. So 300 does go into 9,000 evenly. It goes into 9,000 30 times. That means that 9,000 divided by 300 is equal to 30. All right? And that's it for dividing by three-digit numbers.